Welcome to Faith in 5, a weekly video devotional designed to discuss practical spiritual concepts in 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Mark Vandella. I have a couple friends who are incredible at regularly seeing the needs of people around them. One of my friends, Kevin, used to work for a kind of a group of people in our city that would just take care of the city. And he would kind of pay attention to the needs of people, especially those that maybe, the less fortunate folks. And he posted on Facebook looking for sleeping bags, a tent, some other things. And I actually had an extra one, so we met up. And he told me about how he would take blankets that people would leave and he'd wash them for people. I mean, it's just incredible that he would regularly see those things. And then my friend Nate's exactly the same. He started a ministry with our student ministries years ago called Homeless Hot Dogs. And so they would come down to the city and they would serve hot dogs to the homeless people. And he would also bring just bins upon bins of clothing that he would collect or go to Goodwill and buy for them. I mean, the most selfless two people I know. But I have to admit that when I live my life, I get so focused on accomplishing and accumulating that I know I miss out on really important things. And in fact, I know I miss out on what Jesus has asked from me. We're in the final week of our series called Lenses, where we're talking about the way that we see the world, the natural lenses that we have on, and being really intentional about taking those lenses off and starting to see the world a little bit differently, seeing other people differently, and also maybe even being able to see some things that we aren't usually able to see. Today's topic is called blind, because there are things in this world that we are blind to because we get so wrapped up in our own vision, the things that we see way in the future and the things that are right in front of us, that we can't see some of the most important things. And Jesus has something to say about this. And for us to learn from, to start looking at life a little bit differently. Jesus says in Matthew 25, 34 through 40, it's kind of a longer chunk, but he says that when I was hungry, you gave me something to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. And when I was a stranger, you invited me in. When I was sick, you looked after me. When I was in prison, you came to visit me. And then the people around him said, Jesus, when did we see you hungry? When did we feed you? When were you thirsty? I don't remember that. When were you a stranger? When did I give you clothes? And Jesus said, truly, I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these, you did for me. And so Jesus is asking us to take our lens of busyness and accomplishment and everything that we desire and want, and be able to put on a lens that allows us to see other people, especially people who may be homeless, who may be begging, who may be needy, hungry, thirsty, and see those people, see Jesus in those people. That's what Jesus is asking from us. And honestly, as somebody who professes to follow Jesus, I don't do that very well. So as we wrap up this Lenses series, and you've been kind of figuring out which glasses to put on for the day, this week I want to challenge us. I want to challenge us that we would leave our house and we would interact with other people in a way that reflects Jesus, regardless of if it's the closest person, significant other, your kids, people who don't believe as you, look like you, and people who are poor. That you would put on a pair of lenses that would allow you to see Jesus in each of those people, because that's what he asks us to do. Whatever you do to other people in this world, especially the least of these, you do unto me. So this week, as you live out your faith, do everything you can to actually follow Christ and treat every person you interact with as if they were Jesus. That's what he asks us to do.